I've actually seen this requested a lot throughout my time on YouTube, so it's finally time to see what the hype is about. Let's jump right into this one. Okay. Immortal technique, dance with the devil. Or dance with the devil? Yeah. Welcome to Harlem. There's a lot of songs that I haven't heard, a lot of old hip hop heads that I've never listened to, and I need to get into, you know, the roots of hip hop more, you know, so people can respect me more as a reactor, you know what I'm saying? So leave your suggestions down below.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put
Okay, instant. I like this song. Dance with the Devil. You keeping it real already. You know that intro he just talking about. Well, how you dreaming about being a millionaire and doing coke and stuff like that in a dream? Whatever it is that's influencing you got you at 13 thinking like this dark already. You know? That's deep.
The young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by
oh damn, looking for hit and run prospects. Oh my god.
Bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never brought respect. He built a reputation because he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So
damn, he got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal, so he snitched. He probably messed up there. And back to that hit and run bar, you know how he was a child that had an absent father and a mother that was on drugs? You hit and run, right? I'm thinking he's talking about smash and run. You could get that girl pregnant, and guess what? That cycle continues because now you're not a father to your child, just like your father wasn't a father to you, and then that mother has to struggle too, just like your mother did.
Criminals he chilled with didn't steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He feeded for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
This is deep. This is, I love this right here, bro. This is poetry, man.
Never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock.
This is gonna be played this entire week. I wish I was listening to this growing up, right? It would have definitely tuned my mindset in a way that would have been very beneficial to me, because I have fallen into the trap of seeing the light in the movies and just wasted a lot of time fantasizing about certain things when I was younger. And I just wish I listened to the people who were listening to this stuff, because I wasn't.
Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
We're burning in the melting pot. There ain't no, oh my God.
So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock.
This, like that, all that Billy or whatever his name is trying to do all this to impress the people on the block, and a lot of it could have been curved if he had his father there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it could have been curved if his mom wasn't fiending. When you grow up in a situation like that and you look at it from the outside, you might be saying, why is this dude doing all this crazy stuff? But then you look at his life and what he's gone through, it was bound to happen, you know, until you get that you're strongly willed enough to pull yourself out of it. But you know, sometimes these things take time sometimes.
Working overtime, shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock.
That's
working
crazy.
Overtime, making money for
Killing
the
your
track
own
spot.
people.
Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine, fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs, but when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love.
That crack and cocaine, he wanted to move up to cocaine, right? Referencing that dream that he had when he was 13, right? So he pulled back that bar from the very beginning and readdressed it here. That's like storytelling at its finest. You know, it's like one line, bro. It's like all connected. And you're selling crack to the people who you don't, like the people who are yourself, you know? So it's like, this is deep.
To be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs.
That's
Any
true.
nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes.
That's
Billy
deep.
realized that these
Dark.
men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be.
Bro. So to rape someone is what they were suggesting for him to do, or, you know, to get, I guess, initiated into that gang or that life. And then the thought of that he had since he was 13 of that life, that fast life, that money life, that drug life, Scarface kind of life, right, is what's motivating him to continue doing this and trying to get the respect of these older folk. And remember what he said, when you go to prison and you found out that you raped someone, it doesn't work out too well for rapists in prison. So not only are you, if you go through with it, you're gonna tarnish yourself on the outside. When you go on the inside, it's over if they find out. So your life, that cycle is finished. You're gonna, oh my God, leave me some Immortal techniques, please. I'm sorry, I've been missing out. Like, seriously, this is gonna be played all week.
It's about cars and ice, made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
What's gonna happen now? They don't.
Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils
Right
used
there.
to be God's angels, the
When you
dove at the
rape-
top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Hey, this is a song. This is what, oh my God,
They drove
bro.
around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her.
Come on. That storytelling. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in my head. It's playing out perfectly in 4K. How you tell a story like that? The darkness just falling onto her, like, cause she knows she's going into either an alley or a darker spot of whatever street that she's walking through. That whole picture of them in the car following her around is vivid in my head. And then from the beginning of the song to here, this whole build up to him going to do one of the dirtiest deeds that he's ever done in his life, just to be initiated into a gang because he wants to be a part of it. And that 13-year-old mind that he had is still there. The lack of a father is still there. His mom doing drugs is still there. His heart went cold early, and now this is where he is, just trying to get respect from people who he shouldn't. Oh, come on, man.
They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. Now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently.
You know, I know this is a song here, right? But you know what's so sad about it? That this actually happened. This happened multiple times to multiple women. And just to think about that, you know? I have a daughter, I got sisters, I got a mom. I can't imagine them going through something like that. You're in fear for your life, and then these dudes are taking advantage of you in your weakest moment. And at the end of the day, they'll probably take your life away because they don't want you to go and snitch, even if you didn't see their faces. And these older heads are teaching this to this young kid. What do you think that does to the brain, huh? Like that part of the song was really hard to listen to. And it's really raw and really real, and I like it, right? Not like that, but you know what I mean. This is deep.
Billy was made to go first, she cried silently, and then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
Oh no, bro. See, murder and rape. Oh my God, dog. Do you see how this happens? How he built this up?
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother.
Oh my God. When he said that ER word, like that rhyme scheme, I was like, no, don't tell me that's gonna be his mom. Oh my God. For one, how do you not know what your mom walked like? I could recognize my mom's walk from a mile away, idiot. What are you doing? Your heart grew cold because your mom was a fiend, right? And your dad wasn't there, and you had this dream of being this whatever, and then you go to these guys, try to prove yourself to them, and you end up raping your own mom and beating her. We're only meant to be in our mom one time, not twice, bro. That's sick. What
he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared.
Memory ran out on my camera, so let me just play it back a bit.
Once given him birth and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say he knew why cause he was lonely and scared. Turned to how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes.
Going through all of this, right? The ending here, this entire process leads to you going to the same place as your mom, which you're the reason for. The person that brought you to life, you violated them in a way that no human should be violated. It's like you were birthed to do this, right? Not really, but you get what I'm saying. She's now gone. Now you're so guilty with yourself because now you realize I was doing all of this to impress these guys, and this is what they did to my mom anyway.
Takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to Little Thugs flow.
Is this just a part of the thingy, or did he act? I don't think he actually did that, because there's no way he would just rap about it so nonchalantly.
Could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
Oh, do you guys, what is the devil in you guys' life, huh? Is it porn? Is it drugs? Is it alcohol? Is it money? Is it some kind of other addiction that I didn't mention? I'm gonna have to go out on a limb, right? And say Now, actually, no. This is the best song that I've ever heard. From all of the songs I could remember, I cannot remember a song that's gotten me so emotionally involved like this. This is the best song that I've ever heard. This is one of the best storytelling that I've ever heard. This here, from the very beginning, how it built up to where it ended, it's like an entire movie. This was a 6-minute and 43-second session that I just watched, right? But it felt like I went through someone's lifetime because of the way that this artist depicted the entire scene. It took me that way. I got to experience someone's life from childhood to growing up. I knew exactly what they went through because of the way that this artist formulated everything. And I've been missing out on this forever, and I feel super stupid for not checking it out before, but this is what I like to, this is something that will be on my playlist forever. I wish I had this song, or I wish I listened to it growing up, because this would have wired my mind, or helped wired my mind a bit differently than it was. I had to unlearn a lot of things, you know? And this is one of the benefits of music. I like to internalize things a lot. I know I'm rambling a lot, but I'm sorry. I just had to say this. If I have a son, this is the song that I will play for him and let him listen to. Please leave me some more suggestions like this, like from Immortal Technique or anyone else similar, because these kind of depth, because the songs that are like this, that make me think, that make me go through an entire experience, is what I like, you know. And then me not listening to these or hearing about them when I was younger, it gives me the advantage of hearing them when I'm older, so now I can actually understand it more, you know? I know I've missed out on a lot, and that's why I have you guys here to catch me up on the things that I've been missing out on growing up. So thank you for watching. If you're still here, leave a comment down below on the first time you heard this song and what you think about it now. Peace. Yeah, that is a good song. Jesus Christ, bro.